Friends, hello everyone. You are on the Tell and Show How to Earn Inheritance for Crypto Wallets. In previous videos, I talked about the world's first service for finding successful crypto wallets, showed how to find snipers' wallets, and how to set up a bot to automatically follow wallets. Today, I will tell you which crypto wallets cannot be followed if you do not want to drain the deposit. A link to the service for finding successful crypto wallets in my Telegram channel. The link is in the description of this video. So, which wallets should not be monitored in any case? I have identified 3 categories of such wallets for myself. These are scanned, fast and unprofitable pursuits. Let's start with the scans. And it's not about scanned wallets. There are no such people in principle. We are talking about wallets that sell scanned coins. Scanned coins are coins that can be bought but cannot be sold. There are a million ways to make such a coin. It can be a honey pot, a blacklist, a 100% commission on the sale, and a banal withdrawal of liquidity. And unfortunately, such coins are found mainly in sniping. That is, when the coin was just released, no one had time to check its contract yet. Everyone is eager to buy it at the best price. Let's look at one such wallet. We will immediately notice that he has a scan trades indicator for the year of 33%. Let's remember this. At the same time, we see that he has quite successfully earned $776,000 in a year. So let's see the deals. The first transaction is open. The position is open, not closed. So, then the scam immediately catches the eye of the bench. This is, for me personally, this is already a stop signal when scams are so common. In principle, I do not consider wallets that have a percentage of stone coins for a year of more than 20%. Well, maybe 25 at most. 33 is already a clear signal that if a third of the coins here are scam, then most likely the rest are also scam. They simply were not recognized with the system. So the first thing we look at is the indicator of scam trades. It should be no more than 20%. Further, if there is also an extended verification system on the bench, see here. And it means that the coin has not been verified for some reason on the bench. Maybe it's not possible to check it. And here the check has passed, and we see a red cross, so it's definitely a scam. If there is a green check mark, then an additional check showed that the coin is not a scam. That's a lot of scam. Let's open such a coin, let's see what it looks like. This link allows you to show the operations of this wallet for this coin. What do we see? We see one candle, a purchase, liquidity is less than $1, that is, liquidity has been withdrawn. Brought out. Then let's look at the verification indicators of this contract. We see one warning. Let's look at the following deals. A very strange schedule, to be honest. 20% liquidity. So the blacklist, the whitelist. That is, this is how you buy a coin, you are immediately blacklisted. You bought it, but you can't sell it anymore. This is the logic of the contract. A very strange schedule. So, there's a purchase right away, and here's one candle of liquidity. Well, an obvious scan. Low liquidity, immediately withdrawn liquidity. Well, that is, you see every coin you open, and almost every one, and it is clear that something is wrong with it. At the same time, the wallet is in a huge plus. As I understand it, this wallet has risen on one coin. But no, he didn't fix it, that is, he didn't sell it. That is, it is not realized profit. And his realized profit is negative in general. That is, on paper, he has $754,000, but he did not sell anything in the transaction. Maybe he can't sell it, maybe he can blacklist it. And in fact, well, this is generally a negative wallet. That is, you need to look at the realized profit. Then let's look at the next wallet. Here we see that the scam trades 0%, that is, there is not a single scam at all. It sounds very good. Green ticks are mostly green ticks, that is, there are no gray ones, few red ones. Everything is for sale. The wallet trades successfully. So let's open some coin, check what's with it. $158,000 of liquidity. Okay. Warning, go plus block sheet, white sheet. But this is often done. In fact, this does not always mean that you will be included in this blacklist, but there is such a risk. In principle, it would be possible to earn money on this coin. But as if the creators of the coin decide whether they will blacklist you or not. So, and here we get a complete set. Here we have the complete set. In general, I recommend always checking the transactions of the wallet that you have already decided to put on tracking. Here it is literally like this to go through all the coins and see. The next sign is from the Stone wallet. These are not closed deals. In other words, we see that the wallet has earned almost $4 million, but at the same time, all of its transactions are open. Or even partially closed. There are some wallets that do not close 100%. That is, 0% of the closure. In my personal experience, this is already a signal that this is a scam wallet. It is used to create the appearance of trading this coin. We can look specifically at the coin. What was there? Well, we immediately see that the liquidity has been withdrawn. And here is a scan at all. Withdrawn. Here is another graph, by the way, scanned. That is, that we see scanned graphics. They are very unrealistic. That is, you can buy a coin, but someone buys it, but you can't sell it. That is, there are practically no red candles. These red dots are obviously what the developers sold to create visibility. But here is such a smooth graph up, this is a straight stop signal. In any case, do not buy such a coin if you see such a graph. At the same time, contract verification, everything is passed. But the graph starts with stones. The following chart is absolutely the same scam. So, honeypot. Here you are. You can drink a coin, but you can't sell it. Either the bot created the appearance of buying and selling, and then the developers simply sold it all themselves and brought out liquidity. The next type of wallets that I don't recommend following are fast wallets. That is, such wallets that have a transaction time of 0, 1, 2 minutes. Here we see a lot of such quick deals here. You simply will not be able to follow them, repeat these same transactions. That is, here we see he earned $2,000. But in my personal experience, I have tried to follow such wallets, nothing good comes of it. In other words, we get a negative profit. As soon as we see that the original deal, we start buying after it. And immediately, signals about closing the deal come from him. And, in fact, we get a negative profit. In other words, you need to make sure that the transaction time, the average transaction time is more than 20 minutes. Again, we see that here, for example, 12 minutes is the time of the transaction. But if we went for this wallet, started repeating, then the wallet could simply close from us. And he had time to do not 12 minutes there, but 0 minutes. You need to look for wallets with a slightly longer transaction time. This can be set using the Evertime parameter. That is, for a year, this wallet has an average transaction time of 9 minutes. This is very little. It is necessary to put at least 20 minutes in the filter here. The next type of wallets that I do not recommend following are unprofitable pursuits. Here we see that the wallet is trading quite successfully. All of his deals are practically green. We see that he earned $8,000. However, our pursuit profit is only $845. That is, 10 times less. Here's a look at the deals. If he earned $929, and we would have earned $56. And here is such a small profit calculated. In fact, it may turn out to be negative at all. I do not recommend following wallets that have very little profit in the pursuit. There is a very high probability that you will be at a loss at all. That is, like here for example. Because what is written here is a number, it is a calculated number. It does not guarantee such values in real trading. I personally do not follow wallets that have a profit of less than twice the profit of the original wallet. So, let's summarize. It is impossible to follow the scanned wallets, that is, wallets that have scanned transactions of more than 20%. For additional verification of wallet transactions on the bench, go to the screener index. Look at the graph and the analysis of Go Plus security and quick intel. We are suspicious of wallets with a large percentage of non-closed transactions. Very often they find themselves with cahans. The exception is long-term investors. I do not recommend following wallets that make quick transactions, that is, transactions that last less than 20 minutes. In my experience, with real trading, the profit will be lower than the calculated one. You can initially cut off most of these wallets using scam trades filters. This is the percentage of transactions scanned. Trace is the percentage of closed transactions, and Evertime is the average transaction time. Next, view the Shilka deals on the DEX screener. Pay attention to the contract verification, the availability of liquidity, and the coin charts. That's it. Ask questions in the comments and share your tracking experience. The link to this service is in my Telegram channel. Thank you all and successful wallets.